More court documents were released today as public records of the investigation. We learned investigators collected electronic data from the door locks to Officer Amber Guyger's apartment and to Botham Jean's apartment. He lives one floor above the officer. All of this as the victim's mother demands more answers about information she calls a smear campaign against her son. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us now with the latest. Alex.
Well, Heather, you know, Botham Jean's mother is returning back to St. Lucia, but before she left Dallas, she made another call for justice and transparency. This as new court documents reveal further insight into the scope of the criminal case against Officer Amber Guyger.
Please, come clean. Give me justice for my son, because he does not deserve what he got.
Botham Jean's mother making a plea to the Dallas Police Department Friday, just hours before 5 additional search warrant returns were made public. The court documents show investigators removed the electronic door locks from both Officer Amber Guyger's apartment and that of Botham Jean, who lived directly above her. The downloaded data from the lock on Jean's door could help detectives figure out if it was slightly ajar, as Officer Guyger has stated. We also know investigators collected surveillance video and logs showing people in and out of the Southside flats around the time of the shooting. But the supporting documents explaining why those requests were made are still under seal. Jean's mother has more questions.
I want to find out whether her apartment has been searched, whether her car has been searched.
That information is unknown, but the search warrant returns reveal photographs and video were taken inside Jean's apartment. Detectives also took laser measurements of the firearm trajectory, basically a reenactment of how they believe the shooting happened, and gunshot residue was collected from Jean's doorframe and kitchen wall.
We need to have trust, transparency, and accountability so we can start to heal this community.
The Jean family attorney still very distrustful of who exactly is the focus of the manslaughter investigation. On Thursday, another search warrant return described 10.4 grams of marijuana recovered from Jean's apartment, among other evidence with no indication of who it belonged to. The attorneys calling the release of that information on the same day as Botham Jean's funeral, an attempt by law enforcement to smear his name and protect Officer Guyger.
She said that she went into that apartment because she thought that she was in the wrong, that it was her apartment. Not once did she say, I went into that apartment because I smelled marijuana and we thought it was criminal activity.
I don't know my son to be involved in such. And I want to find out whether the toxicology reports on Amber has been released, because she was the murderer.
Officer Guyger consented to a blood draw after the shooting before she was booked for manslaughter, but we do not have toxicology reports for her or for Botham Jean. His mother demanding Officer Guyger be fired immediately.
I will not sit back and see that justice does not prevail.
That's right.
It is time that we recognize that lives matter.
That's right.
My son's life matters.
As of tonight, Officer Guyger remains on paid administrative leave. We sent an email to Dallas Police asking if Guyger's status would change. We also called and sent text messages to some city officials. So far, though, no one has responded.